Right now, and for a long time, anyone could buy property in Japan. You don't need a visa, you don't need to live here, and that applies to both houses and land. It's one of the most open systems in the developed world, and for a lot of people interested in buying here, people looking at rural homes, second homes, or future relocations, that openness has made the idea possible. But that system may be about to change. In this video, I'm breaking down how the topic of foreign property ownership has entered national politics in Japan, why it's being discussed now, what's already happening in the market, and at the end, I'll talk about what kind of rules or restrictions could be introduced. Finally, I'll talk about where I live, Myoko, a super popular ski area, and share what some of the locals think about the boom in foreign property buyers and why those concerns are part of the broader conversation about whether Japan should consider restrictions. If you've been looking into buying property in Japan, or if you already own something here, this is probably worth understanding. Happy travels! First, let's look at the political shift. In July 2025, during Japan's upper house election, 7 of the 8 major political parties supported the idea of introducing some form of regulation for foreign buyers. This wasn't just a one-off headline. It reflected a broader shift in how politicians are responding to foreign demand. This follows a 2021 law that required foreign nationals to report purchases of land near military bases and other sensitive infrastructure. That law was framed around national security, but it introduced this idea: who owns land matters. Since then, the attention has moved towards the real estate market as a whole. In Tokyo, property prices are now at a 34-year high. Some condos have increased by more than 30% in a single year. Many high-end apartments are being sold without anyone stepping inside, sight unseen. Some are purchased through funds or through brokers managing clients overseas. A 2024 developer survey showed that up to 40% of new condo sales in central Tokyo went to foreign buyers, especially Chinese investors. One Tokyo agency said that nearly 40% of its clients were from overseas. Another poll found that nearly 90% of Chinese investors had active interest in Japanese properties. Japan's stable economy and weak currency have made it very attractive as an option for property purchase. These trends aren't limited to Tokyo, but the scale is the sharpest there. This is where the concern starts. It's not about nationality. The issue being raised is how speculative money affects pricing, vacancy, and access. Properties that are never used, that sit empty, or are part of an investment portfolio can all shift the market. The worry is that people buying to live are being pushed out. For people watching this who are genuinely planning to renovate, live in Japan, or stay long-term somehow, that's a different group. But regulation, if it comes, may not make that distinction clearly. So it's useful to look at what other countries have done already. New Zealand passed a law in 2018 that prevents most non-residents from buying existing homes. Foreigners can still buy new builds or development projects, but existing stock is protected. Australia introduced a 2-year ban on non-residents buying established homes in 2025. Again, new construction remains open to investors, but resale homes are restricted. These countries haven't blocked foreign investment entirely. They've focused on areas where it adds new housing. If Japan decides to act, it's likely to look at similar models. Some ideas already being discussed include expanding the 2021 law to more regions, requiring registration or pre-approval, or creating local zones where foreign ownership is limited. Another possibility is requiring residency status or physical use of the property. This could impact buyers from overseas, but are planning a future move and who want a second home. Another possibility, requiring residency status or physical use of the property. This could impact buyers who are overseas, but planning a future move to Japan or want a second home here. At the same time, there's a completely different situation happening in rural Japan. There are around 8 million empty homes across the country. Many towns are actively looking for people to come move in, at least domestically. They want people to fix them up and contribute to the community. Some even have subsidies and local support to help make that happen. This is why a national rule would be difficult to implement across Japan. In rural towns and depopulating regions, foreign buyers are often welcomed. These areas are not facing over-investment, but these are not ski resorts. That contrast is one of the main challenges. What works in urban centers doesn't apply to the countryside. Still, even if Japan doesn't introduce a national ban, something may happen at the policy level soon. It could start with transparency transparency, making foreign ownership public, creating registries, or adding disclosure requirements for large purchases. Taxes or permit systems could follow. Local governments may act faster than national government, and specific categories like commercial buildings, new condos, or resort areas like ski towns might see rules change before others. For those looking to buy, especially from overseas, this is something to track. You don't need to stop your search, but you should be aware that the rules could change. That might affect how long you can hold the property, what taxes apply, or what paperwork is needed to complete the deal. In the short term, nothing has changed yet, but the debate is gaining momentum. And it's happening across government, industry, and the media. This isn't just about property. It's about how land is used, who benefits from ownership, and what direction Japan wants to take as interest from abroad has skyrocketed. In the 3 years that I've been living in Miyako, things have definitely shifted here. And now, when I speak to the local community, I'm getting a lot of mixed responses with people concerned. The property value in ski towns in Japan is very unique. A foreign buyer will often be prepared to spend more on a ski town, more than a property is actually worth. These elevated purchase prices are pushing the market values higher, pricing out the local communities. I'm also hearing that people would like to have their neighbors next door, that houses are sitting empty for 10 months of the year. People are getting concerned that too many properties are getting snapped up and being used as an Airbnb. Other concerns include language barrier, cultural differences, and different ideas of direction for the future of Miyako. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Japan will introduce restrictions on foreign buyers? Should Japan introduce restrictions on foreign buyers? Should the rules be different depending on where and why the property is being purchased? Or is the current system working as it is? This is an ongoing, unresolved conversation in Japan. Nothing has been decided yet, but the debate is active and moving fast. I'll post updates as soon as anything changes, and if you've got questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments. Thank you for watching another one of my videos. If you're interested to learn more about property in Japan, you can book a one-on-one consultation with me and maybe Piki. Otherwise, check out my merch store where you can get my hoodies, my hats, and all my other good stuff. These are great if you're in the Southern Hemisphere right now. We'll put the links in the description of the video. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and follow along, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy travels!